What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 10. Is that what we on? Season 10, episode 8. Yo, I am so thoroughly disgusted right now. I am like, and I'm not even playing right now. I'm not being funny. I'm not joking. I am so utterly disgusted at this episode that I just watched. I just tweeted about it, and I very seldom tweet I don't live tweet the show. I very seldom tweet at people because I know what it is. It's reality TV. You making a show. It is what it is. But this right here, this episode was so disgusting to me. And thank you, Garcelle. I don't know if you watch me or not. If you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that know Garcelle, tell her that I said thank you, because she was the only person that was trying to defend Denise. She was the only person that took the time out to say, you know what? I get it. I understand what Denise is talking about. And I'm not going to make this no white black thing. I'm not going to make it because it's not even about that. It's just, how do you not understand what Denise's point of view is? Like, I don't understand what y'all problem is with this woman. I don't understand why y'all couldn't let the shit go. She tried to say, okay, I'm done talking about it, let's move on, and that's not good enough. Then when she talk about it, you don't like what she has to say, and that's not good enough. And I don't... All right, let me just go and get into this episode. But I'm serious, y'all. I'm really... I'm gonna keep the season because it looks like there's some more stuff that comes down later on with the whole Brandy situation, which is a totally different situation of what, excuse me, what this is. Anyway, so they're on their way to... Garcelle is being honored for the LA mission. She is being honored for her charity work there. It looks like she's dedicated a lot of time with them, and it's not just for show, it's like legit. And so they're honoring her. All of the ladies are there except for Dorit. Dorit was sick. She wasn't able to make it. But all the ladies are there. Garcelle and Lisa run a road together on the way. And, Lisa sort of recapped what happened in Santa Barbara. And she was, telling her about what happened with Denise and everything. And Garcelle was like, well, I understand where Denise is coming from. And Lisa didn't have shit. Lisa was just like, oh, well, I understand. No, you don't. No, you don't. And so Garcelle was like, I get it. Like, I understand where she's coming from. Like, I understand why she would have an issue. Like, if I was a mom, I would too, And Garcelle is so funny, honey. Why was she throwing bread at her sons? Like, she's just having a good time with it. So, Erica Jane and Sutton get up and go to the bathroom just as she's being honored. And they missed the whole speech. And I get it. When you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. But damn. Anyway, so it was a nice evening had by all until the end, where the ladies were, let me rewind. Garcelle did throw a little jab at Kyle. She don't see it for Kyle. I don't know what it is really about, because Garcelle's explanation really didn't make sense to me when she gave it. Oh, excuse me, y'all, it's late. We'll get to that in a second. But for whatever reason, she don't see it for Kyle. So she kind of threw a little jab when she was giving her thank yous to everybody. And she kind of, she singled out the table with the, the ladies from the Real Housewives, and was like, and to my new best friends, somebody I've grown to love, become really good friends with you all. And she was like, well, maybe some, not so much. And so, of course, then everybody at the table was like, she talking about me, she talking about you, she talking about you. She said, me, you. Child, she threw that jab at Kyle. She just don't see it for Kyle. Now, after it was over, okay, look, y'all, I'm so disgusted with this episode. Let me get myself together. The other thing we found out, Garcelle does have an older son, and her older son wasn't there, but she talked about how he got into drugs. He got into a bad crowd, and oh gosh, I'm sorry, y'all, and how things were really bad for him. For a while, things were really bad for him, and she was saying how working at the mission sort of gave her the opportunity to help others, even though she wasn't in a position to really help her son. And I mean, she said she did everything that money could buy. As someone who dealt with drug addiction in their family, there at a certain point, you've done all you can do. And people have to make their own decisions. They have to hit their own rock bottom. And all you can do is pray that their rock bottom isn't death. And pray that when they get to that point, that they can get to you and you can help. But until that moment, there's really not a lot you can do. But it sounds like she said her son is in a much better place now, that they're, that things are much better, but that basically working at the mission was sort of her. Why I keep yawning? Excuse me, y'all. But it's was sort of her saving grace. And she got very emotional with that for a moment. Okay, now I'm done with all of that. So after it was over, the ladies are kind of congregating, having cocktails or whatever. And now my eyes are watering, child. I got a lot going on over here. And Denise is like, well, I got to get ready to school. Now, again, Denise says, I have to get up at 6, she's like, it's going to take me an hour to get home. And I got to be right back here at 6 o'clock in the morning. I need to get home. I've got lines to learn. I got to get to work. Why do y'all automatically take offense when somebody talks about what they have to do and you compare it to what you have to do? They made this big deal about, she just doesn't want to stay because she doesn't want to have the conversation. And we have some things we need to clear up. And it would only take a few minutes. But no, you're just running away. First of all, she said what the fuck she had to say. She done talking about it. I'm done talking about it. It ain't nothing else to say. Y'all feel the way y'all feel. She feels the way she feels. She said what she said. Y'all said what y'all said. At a certain point, we just got to move on. There is going to be no resolution. I don't know what y'all wanted the resolution to be. What more was there to discuss about the cookout and Denise and her kids and the threesome? I don't know what else y'all wanted to say or what y'all wanted Denise to say. Like, did y'all want Denise to just acquiesce and say, you know what, you guys are right. Talk about all the threesomes you want in front of my 15-year-old kid. Don't worry about it. Like, what is it that y'all wanted from her? Second of all, Kyle's going to say, we all have things to do. She's not the only one that has stuff to do. We all have things to do. Okay, number one, but y'all don't all have an hour-long commute to get to Malibu. Number two, y'all don't have 30 pages of dialogue to have to memorize by 6 o'clock the next morning to be back there. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all can't cut this girl no kind of slack. Like, nothing. No matter what she does, it's just wrong. Really? Then Garcelle comes over and they want to sort of kind of bash Denise. And Garcelle very nicely pivots and comes back around to us. Because I guess her thing is, y'all ain't about to sit here and talk about Denise while she ain't here. And once again, she reiterated the fact that she understood why Denise felt the way she felt and she didn't have a problem with it. So then, Garcelle, golly. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. So then, Garcelle talks about how she doesn't feel like her and Kyle have really clicked and how, they haven't really been able to dig past the surface and they haven't been able to share anything with each other. And they brought up a valid point. They were like, well, Garcelle, you kind of haven't been around. And they're not wrong. Like, you did the fashion show in New York and then you missed and again, I get it. You're working. Like, you got shit to do. I get it. But you have missed a few events. Like, you were at the dinner party, but then you missed something else because it was your son's birthday. And then you missed the trip to to Santa Barbara. So, like, I get that, hey, it takes time to build relationships. And we really haven't been around each other a lot. But I think it's just Kyle just rubs her the wrong way. And I'm sure it's things that we haven't seen or things that have happened that haven't been put in the show that may give us more insight as to why they're not getting along. I don't know, but whatever it is, she don't see it for Kyle Child. All right, so that was that. And Garcelle was like, okay, well, and like I said, for me, I'm not necessarily sure that I see what Garcelle sees anyway, but like I said, maybe it has a lot to do with, stuff that we just don't see or things that haven't been shown to us. I don't know, child. So, then we see Denise go to dinner with her husband, and she reiterates what happened in Santa Barbara, and he's irritated. He was like, I'm not understanding what they don't understand. Like, what was the problem? Like, And then when she brought up the whole, oh, they called me a hypocrite, and they talked about the movie role, like she reiterated, and he was pissed, which I understand him being pissed off, and he was saying the same thing that I was saying, like, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, for them to call you a hypocrite is bullshit. Like, you're not being a hypocrite because you acted in some racy movies or because you had an adult. He was like, what is so hard to understand that when there are teenagers around, you don't want to have adult conversations? Like, what was so hard about that? And so of course he got irritated by it, and they have to go to the cookout, and he don't even want to go. He was like, when is the cookout? Saturday? Oh, I'm booked. Denise was like, look, we gotta go. But he wasn't really trying to even fool with them, to be perfectly honest. And like I said, I'm just so irritated by this whole thing, child. So then they get to the cookout. Now Kyle has invited everybody to the cookout, and it's a family cookout. So she invited all the kids to come. So everybody's coming with their kids. A couple of them with their significant others. Sutton's boyfriend came through. Teddy's husband was there with the kids. But Denise and Aaron get there, and they already were there. Denise was already planning her escape before she even got there, honey. Um, she was like, we're gonna eat when we leave there. And Aaron was like, it is a cookout, we're not gonna eat there. And she was like, I ain't eating there. So she already was ready, like she already didn't want to deal with them. So I feel like her fuse was short to begin with. But anyway, so we get there, and it's nice. Kyle's got the bouncy house, and it's set up really nice. Now I'm gonna just go and cut to the chase because there ain't a whole lot more that goes on. Once again, they bring up the shit with the kids. And Denise, because Denise kids weren't there. And Denise said something to Garcelle along the lines of, you think I would bring my kids here? Da 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 da. And of course, that erupted into a whole thing. And Garcelle, once again, had Denise's back and was like, well, I get it. Like, I understand what her issue is. Like, I'm not understanding what y'all don't understand. And once again, they looking crazy because they sitting around looking at each other. And then Kyle even turned it into, I think you're parent shaming us. What the fuck are you talking about, parent shaming? How did we get there? How did we get to parent shaming? I don't understand what y'all are talking about. And then Teddy stirring the pot ass talking about some, well, I just feel like, you were just making us look bad as a group by saying what you said about, with the kids and stuff. What do you mean making you look bad as a group? Like, what did she do to make y'all look bad? Listen, and Aaron, you know what Aaron said is so, now y'all know I think Aaron crazy is batshit. But in this moment, Aaron was like, we invited y'all into our home. We broke bread with y'all. We shared our home with you. All we asked y'all to do was to please watch your language because the kids could hear y'all. That's it. Why it turned into all of this, how we got here, I don't know. But that's all we asked y'all, and I don't think that was too much to ask. Now, Aaron, I do think you went a little too far. I do think you got a little out of pocket. You got a little condescending. You were a man talking to a group of ladies, and I do feel like your tone was a bit much. I will say that. However, at a certain point, enough is enough, and you're just done, and you're tired. And what more can you say? Like, I don't know what these ladies wanted from Denise. Like, I just don't get it. They were talking about, I mean, they turned this into a whole thing. Well, I feel like that well, we brought our kids around. So what are you trying to say? That you're better than us because you didn't bring your kids around? I mean, our kids are here. And then Denise cursed in front of Dorit's kids. Oh, what the hell she do that for? Well, I think you're being a hypocrite now. I mean, you're cussing in front of Dorit's kids. You didn't have a problem dropping the F-bomb in front of the Dorit's kids. Okay, maybe that was wrong. But again, it still don't take all of this. And what Lisa said was, I think she's overcorrecting because last year I think maybe she feels bad about maybe sharing too much, talking about Aaron's big penis and talking about the happy ending. And I think now she's trying to overcorrect and try to come off really like goody two shoes. So here's what I have to say to that. Lisa, if you're her friend, so what? Maybe that is what it is. Maybe she did see the show back and she was embarrassed by her behavior, or maybe she felt like she said too much. Hell, maybe her lawyer told her you might need to chill out a little bit. You know, you got this child custody case going on with Charlie. Like, who knows what the issue is? But Lisa, you and her have been friends for a long time. And that's what she said. She said, so me and you've been friends all this time. You it took you all of this to say that to me, and then you say it now in front of all of these ladies instead of saying it to me one on one. We're friends. Like, we've been friends, like, you know. And she said that, she said Lisa Rinna knows stuff beyond any what these ladies know. We are friends in real life. We have been friends for 20 years. And so, Lisa, for you to go there, and again, if that is what the case is, then that's your friend. So what? Let her. If she's trying to protect her family and protect herself and her kids, let her. I can't believe that you, as her friend, would do that. Y'all, this irritated me so bad. Like, I'm all over the place because that last 20 minutes was just a lot for me. And I was just like, why are they doing this to her? You're making us look bad. You're parent shaming us. I don't see. We need to talk about this. We need to resolve this. There's nothing to fucking resolve. You know what? Sometimes, and I was just having this conversation with El Teddy 27. Shout out to my brother El Teddy 27. We were having that conversation the other day. Sometimes there's just nothing left to say. I've said all I'm gonna say. You said all you gonna say. You're not gonna change my mind, and I'm not gonna change your mind. But we still love each other, and life is all that. So let's just move on. Like, what the fuck? And I feel like that's what the situation is. Like, we love each other. We still cool. We just have a fundamental disagreement on this situation right here. And so let's just move the fuck on. Let's just be done. I don't know why we have to keep rehashing and revisiting, because what is it that y'all want from her? She's not going to change her mind. And then Lisa going to say, well, I'm curious to know, what did Sammy say? I mean, how did Sammy say it? And Denise was like, that is between me and my daughter. Like, that's a private conversation between me and my daughter. And I agree. That's not your business. And it doesn't matter whether Sammy was upset or not. It matters that that's not a conversation she wanted to have with her 15-year-old child. Like, I don't. I mean, I'm a grown-ass woman, and I ain't never talked to my mama about threesomes. And I damn sure don't want to know if she's ever had any. Like, or her friends. Like, let's be clear. I don't want to know nothing about my mama's friends either. It's just a lot, y'all. Anyway, I don't know. That's all I got for y'all. Like, I'm done. I don't know what else to say, because this whole situation just got under my soul. It just irritated my very soul. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, honey. Drop it in those comments. Peace.